How's it going, everybody? Today we're going to talk about our new goat Jeff and several things that are transpiring as fall comes into play on the Vincent family homestead. So stay tuned. Hello, Jeff. How you doing, buddy? As you see here, Jeff is he's working away and cleaning away brush. This is actually our lower garden spot, and when we got Jeff, the availability to get Jeff, we needed to get him right away, and I really didn't have his the goat structure set up, so we're going to be working on that a little bit more today. But what we did have is this already fenced in area, this lower garden spot that due to several issues had kind of growed up on me, got away from me. So we just put Jeff in here to begin the process of working that down, and you can see he's doing a really good job of that. The grass and the weeds had got so high in this part of that you couldn't really see him at first. I mean, he was just invisible in the grass, but he's done a great job of working that down. We have ideas that we have moving forward from this is after I let him work this garden area down to what he doesn't really want anymore. I think we're going to try to get small pigs and run those in here and let them kind of root and trample down what Jeff leaves behind, and see what we can do to prepare this paddock for gardening next year. So we may have a rotation that's kind of developed here to use the goats to kind of eat it down. What we may do is experiment with it next year, kind of replicate what we did. We had, if you remember earlier, this was our tomatoes, cucumber, squash was here. Unfortunately, so maybe next year we'll try the same thing. We'll just let it grow up for about a month or so, put the goats in, let them work it down, do their thing, do their magic, follow them with pigs over the winter is an idea that we've had. We could harvest the pigs in the spring and then be ready to plant this with various garden products over the spring and summer, and then kind of rotate out. Just see how that works, and we'll see if we can kind of create some sustainability in this. So here's Valerie. Her morning chore so far has been the much needed cleaning of the chicken coops and bedding them. So she'll open this up, and you can see here the new clean beds, and we've taken all of the poop and stuff that they left in there, put that in the compost bed.
Those are fake eggs that are in there.
Yeah, these are fake eggs to entice them to lay. This is pine shavings, and we just had this basically left over, so we're using this up. A lot of times we just use pine straw. We just gather buckets of pine straw, and that works perfectly fine as well. So this is the new coop here. So this is my first attempt, and it was a prototype, I guess you'd say. One of the things I did differently on the second one is, if you can see the back, I actually put wire netting in the bottom so we don't have to scrape the floors as much. In that one, we still have to clean it, but not as much. But so these are clean. They look pretty good. So that was Valerie's chore for today. She's picking stuff out of my eye as I'm recording. So that's your wife for you. Like, you're recording a video. It's like, here, let me pick this. That is a piece of weave right there.
It looked like a bug for a second there.
So anyway, there we go. Ta-da. So this was probably one of the first mornings we really got back out to do some maintenance and catch up. So we're kind of just catching up a lot of things as our chickens kill each other in the background. But it feels kind of good to get out and start catching it up. And like I said, we got the chicken coops cleaned. We cleaned around the rabbit pens.
The next thing is, well, he cleaned the poop around the rabbit pens. The next thing is to clean the top of the rabbit pens, because we've been laying stuff on top of there, and right now it's just It looks like a cluttered mess.
Cluttered mess.
Well, that's probably my OCD talking, but it does.
So, yeah, and the chicken coop really needs a lot of reorganization. Some of the chicken wires come loose, other things. So
Yeah.
we got some catch-up projects to do as well. So hopefully,
TLC.
yep, keeping it caught up. So, okay, this right here is the beginning of the goat house. And if you recognize some of this, this is repurposed. I broke down the bins I was using for compost, and I've got another solution for that. But use this to kind of create a goat structure. Of course, over the top area, we're going to go get some corrugated material. Could maybe use some of this. I have extra. This will be open, but this area right here will cover with a tarp, probably some straw, so they can get inside here, get off the ground, and sleep. So as you can see here, we have there's the goat house. In this area here, we're going to fence in with electric fencing to help give them a good place. It's kind of grown up a little bit. That area there, you can't really tell it, but it's actually just grown up from what was a garden spot. We're hoping that the goats can kind of get in here and help us clean some of this up. But this is more temporary. Eventually, we'll be moving them to an area in the back. But this may be a rotational type place that we can keep them as well periodically. For those of you that may not know much about bees and how the harvesting process goes, what happens is bees tend to keep about a 3-year supply of food. So what we do as beekeepers is our strategy is to try to get the surplus honey that they store in the spring, leaving them enough to make it through the summer, and then we let them keep, or at least that's our strategy, is to let them keep the surplus honey in the fall, all of that to get through the winter. Of course, our job as beekeepers, since we're taking their surplus honey, is to make sure they have everything they need. Sometimes we do have to feed them in the summer if we see there's a dearth or they don't have enough to get through. We're going to make sure these guys are really getting ready for winter. Hopefully they'll fill all of these up with good fall honey. Just do a quick check-in on the old rabbits here. These are some California bucks that we bred. We're trying to sell those. We got a lop here that's just a pet for one of the girls. These are female. Let's see if we can get a better shot there. Female Californians that we have for sale. There's the champion Bucky. His buddy Harvey's next to him. There's our two does, Poppy and Meg, that we're working with. And then over here, Blackjack hasn't had his chance to breed yet, but hopefully we'll be able to do that soon. And then we have a good set here ready for harvest. It's not as much as we had last time, but pretty good set. So they're getting about ready to harvest. So that's what the rabbits are kind of looking like.
Hey, comment and tell us what you think, and please don't forget to subscribe below.